many men today can truly say they are unbreakable? Not just physically strong, not just wealthy, not just pretending to be confident online. I mean unbreakable in spirit. A man who cannot be shaken by insults, betrayal, failure, or even pain. In our modern world of distractions and weakness, such men are rare. And yet the Stoics left behind the blueprint. They lived through wars, exile, slavery, and loss, and still walked with a calm strength that turned them into legends. Today, I want to give you 5 Stoic habits that will make you mentally unbreakable if you practice them with discipline. These are not hacks. These are not temporary tricks. These are iron principles for a man who wants to stand tall when the world around him collapses. First, understand this. The Stoics did not believe in escaping suffering. They believed in transforming it. They believed that life will throw storms at you, but it is your inner fortress that determines whether you are destroyed or unshaken. So if you are tired of being fragile, tired of being easily offended, tired of feeling weak in a world that demands strength, stay with me until the very end. Because once you embody these habits, you will walk differently, speak differently, and people will feel your presence without you saying a word. The first habit is ruthless control of your reactions. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Most men live as slaves to external things. Traffic ruins their day, one insult shakes their confidence, one rejection breaks their spirit. But the unbreakable man masters his reactions. The Stoics taught that between the event and your response, there is a space, and in that space lies your freedom. Imagine someone insults you. The weak man snaps back or sulks in silence. The unbreakable man pauses, breathes, and chooses his response with calm authority. This is not weakness, it is dominance. Because the one who cannot be provoked cannot be controlled. Practice this daily. When you feel anger rise, remind yourself, this is my test. Hold that fire inside, shape it, and release it only when it serves you. The world bows to the man who is master of himself. Second, never forget this. Embrace discomfort as your training ground. The Stoics deliberately practiced voluntary discomfort. They slept on hard floors, walked barefoot, ate simple food, not because they had to, but because they refused to be owned by comfort. Seneca wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, and say to yourself, is this the condition I feared?" In our time, men are addicted to ease, soft beds, endless scrolling, fast food, instant gratification. But when ease owns you, life will break you the moment hardship arrives. The unbreakable man trains himself to endure. Take cold showers, fast for a day, put yourself through tough workouts, strip away luxury, not to show off, but to remember that you are stronger than your cravings. Every time you choose discomfort voluntarily, you are building armor. And when life forces discomfort upon you, you will not crumble. You will smile because you have been here before. The third habit is living with absolute clarity of what is within your control and what is not. Epictetus taught that freedom is achieved by focusing only on what belongs to you. Your thoughts, your actions, your attitude, everything else is external. Money, fame, other people's opinions, even your own body's health. The weak man spends his life chasing what he cannot control, begging for approval, raging against fate, fearing death. The unbreakable man draws a sharp line. This is mine. That is not. If a storm destroys his home, he does not waste energy screaming at the sky. He focuses on rebuilding. If people gossip, he does not beg them to change. He focuses on his conduct. This clarity makes you unshakable. Because when you no longer waste your energy on the uncontrollable, you become a force. Repeat this every morning. I control my mind, my actions, my choices. Everything else is not mine. This one habit alone can turn chaos into calm. Fourth, understand this. Practice daily reflection. The Stoics were warriors of the mind, and like any warrior, they sharpened their blade daily. Marcus Aurelius kept a journal, Seneca wrote letters, Epictetus held discussions. They knew that without reflection, a man repeats the same mistakes blindly. But with reflection, he becomes wiser each day. Before you sleep, ask yourself, what did I do well? Where did I fall short? How can I improve tomorrow? This habit seems small, but it is revolutionary. Because most men sleepwalk through life, repeating their failures without awareness. But the unbreakable man holds himself accountable. He does not wait for others to correct him. He corrects himself. Reflection is not weakness. It is the courage to face your own flaws without flinching. And when you sharpen yourself daily, life cannot dull your edge. Finally, the fifth habit, meditate on mortality. The Stoics had a phrase, memento mori, remember you will die. At first, it sounds dark, but in truth, it is the ultimate source of strength. Why? Because death strips away fear. When you accept that your time is short, insults lose their sting, failures lose their weight, and fear loses its grip. Seneca said, "He who has learned how to die has unlearned how to be a slave." Every morning, remind yourself, I may not see tonight. Every night, remind yourself, I may not wake tomorrow. This is not meant to depress you. It is meant to free you. Because once you stop fearing death, you start living fully. You stop wasting time on petty arguments, shallow desires, empty distractions. You start focusing on what truly matters: strength, virtue, legacy. The man who carries death in his awareness walks with an unshakable calm. He fears nothing. And that is the ultimate definition of being unbreakable. Now, imagine if you lived with these 5 habits daily. You master your reactions, so no one can provoke you. You embrace discomfort, so no challenge can defeat you. You focus only on what is within your control, so chaos cannot shake you. You reflect daily, so you grow sharper every single day. And you meditate on mortality, so fear loses its hold on you forever. Tell me, what force on earth could break you then? The answer is none. You would walk as the Stoics walked, calm in chaos, strong in weakness, alive in death. This is not theory, this is practice. And if you take these habits seriously, you will feel the difference not in years but in days. But remember, these habits mean nothing if you just listen and forget. They demand discipline. They demand action. So tonight, choose one of these habits and begin. Maybe it's pausing before you react. Maybe it's taking a cold shower. Maybe it's journaling. Start with one and grow from there. Because unbreakable men are not born, they are forged. And the forging begins with daily habits. If this message resonates with you, share it with someone who needs strength. And if you want more wisdom that combines Stoicism with modern psychology and the raw pursuit of masculinity, subscribe to Anonymous Achiever. Join this brotherhood of men who refuse to live weak, shallow, and forgettable lives. Remember this, the world does not respect words. It respects presence, it respects strength, it respects the man who has mastered himself. Be that man, be unbreakable.